Okay, we are recording. So let's name this whatever this is as unnamed. Right. So I'll start.
Well,
I'll start not this show's introduction, and then you can go do your introduction. Hello, YouTube family, and welcome to whatever this is. We haven't named this show. Let's call it unnamed as of now. You already know me from my travel videos on this channel, and he's one of my best friends. Here is one of my best friends with me today, Aalap Doshi, and yeah, and he is the one with whom I have traveled the most in the United States. So first, let's quickly go through both of our introduction, and then we will tell you like what exactly this episode is about. Alap, stage is all yours.
yeah, hi YouTube fam. This is Aalap Doshi. I did my bachelor's in India from Ahmedabad, LD College of Engineering. Came here for my master's at Arizona State. Did my master's in electrical. Currently working with Saint Gobain as an automation engineer. And I love soccer, cricket, traveling. So I travel a lot with Kirtan. And yeah, we've been trying this new thing. We don't know the name of it. We're just giving a shot,
Yeah,
trying some things, just sharing our lives, whether it would work or not. But yeah, just trying
cool.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
I want to add some of the things to his introduction. Maybe it's, I guess, Alap, is it your first time in front of camera or like in coming in a proper YouTube video? Uh, I
No, I have been through like different things.
hmm,
Like during school times, I
hmm,
recorded, but yeah,
yeah,
probably I would
probably
say
yeah.
first time.
So that's why I think he's shy and he's not sharing much about his life, but he has been national football player back in
Uh-huh.
his school
Oh
days,
yeah.
right? And so yeah, let's start with my introduction quickly. You already know me. I travel a lot, and my this channel is just for traveling, but I have never shared personal aspects of my life. Yeah, I came to the United States in 2019 with Alap. He went to Arizona State University. I went to San Francisco State University.
Yeah.
Did my master's in electrical engineering, and right now I'm an electrical engineer with one of the companies based in Milwaukee. It's called Milwaukee Tooth. Basically, I'm in power tools in the sector. Apart from engineering, I have been dabbling in so many things since 2017. I have started writing. Of course, I am writing, but I'm not publishing anymore. I tried YouTube. I have tried traveling, which I am loving it as of now. So, and yes, I am trying this new thing, whatever podcast. Or I am a huge fan of stories. I love stories. Yeah, to read, to listen to, and to write, whatever the format of story, that stuff. I guess you understood it, right? So
And everyone has a story.
and exactly everyone has a story, right? Each and every person on this earth has a story. And basically this is my we are just trying to share our travel stories basically in this episode, and not a good travel story. We are trying to tell you that travel is not always fun. Of course, there are lots and lots of people who are traveling full time, but with a full time job as an engineers in United States, how we are tackling our full time jobs as well as travel. So it's not always fun for us. So in this episode, we both will share just one of travel is not fun story, and let's see how this goes. Right? I guess,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Alap has lots of travel is not fun stories because I personally know many of it. So let's start and let's go with Alap's story first. And
And you want the story which we have after we came to United States, or anything when we are
anything,
child, or
anything, because
and
I know from childhood you were traveling for football, right? for
Yes,
different states in India for
a lot.
football camps, right? And when, oh, of course, Germany story. Oh, that's a whole different episode. Um, but yes,
Right. Yeah, yeah,
your personal story.
yeah. So okay. Yeah, so one of the story which I have, as you mentioned about soccer camps, right? So I was selected in under 17, under 14, I would say under 14 national soccer player, which was going to be held in Chandigarh,
Mhm.
and we have a 1 month whole soccer practice with the team. So each player is selected from different city teams or rural teams, and then we meet at a place, we stay there. Uh, Basically we are under 14, right? So 13-year-old or 14-year-old about to get 14, those kind of, so still child, in probably in 7th 8th standards.
Okay.
And we came there, get used to each other. We might know each other because of same cities, but then yeah, we have to get hang of each other because we are going to stay with each other for 2 months, because we go, like we stay there.
Okay.
We had a camp in Himatnagar, so for under 14.
Hmm.
So we stayed there for a month. Then we come back, pack our bags, and go to Chandigarh to play matches. So this is story is about Chandigarh. So this camp was held, I believe, in mid of December till mid of January, and my 31st for when I was in 8th standard was celebrated there. Right?
Ah,
So
okay.
funny story about it. Uh, I don't know whether this person would see it or not. His name is Naresh.
Okay.
Uh, so he was one of the player with us, and we were celebrating. Our coaches gave us cake, and we had some snacks. Danced a lot in the camp, and the camp was basically I would say a, a sports complex where we have an indoor sports complex where badminton and everything is
Yeah.
played, and there were 2 3 rooms inside, so we used to stay in those
Okay.
rooms, all 8 people in one room. All we had our luggage and beds over there, and other players on the other room. Player coaches would be in other rooms. Right? Now we were celebrating in the indoor stadium where they used to play all things, and we like made the mess out of there. And then क्या होता है कि as 31st happened, we some of the players from Ahmedabad, so Himatnagar is close to Ahmedabad,
Mhm.
and Gandhinagar, I believe. So some of the players from Ahmedabad got firecrackers as well. We are not aware about it. So they had that long firecracker.
Yeah.
So what do we say in Hindi? I don't know the name, but yeah, we had that, and then they
अरे
started bursting
गुजरातीमध्ये
it out.
आपल्याकडे टेटानी लूम लाईक
Tanilum, right. So they started bursting it inside the indoor stadium, so it made the loud sound, and then there were authorities as well, right, in the same complex. Like they would be near, and they would hear it, and it's an I believe it's an offense because we are destroying the properties
Yeah.
inside, and it was a good sports complex. तो हम लोगों ने वो किया, उन लोगों ने किया बेसिकली, और बिकॉज ऑफ दैट क्लोज एनवायरमेंट बहुत ज्यादा साउंड है, तो हम सब भागे, भागे रूम की तरफ, एंड रूम वाज लाइक हाफ ओपन हाफ क्लोज, और बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रश मुझे पर्सनली मुझे लगा, सो आई हैव दैट मार्क राइट नाउ हियर, आई डोंट नो इफ यू कैन सी इट, राइट? सो मेरी पूरी
Oh
स्किन
yeah,
निकल के
it's
बाहर
like
है,
horizontal cut, right?
राइट? या दिस,
Oh.
यस सेम, राइट. सो धक्का लगा, और मुझे जो डोर की लैच होती है वो मेरे पर, तो मैंने लिटरली देखा कि मेरा स्किन का ऐसा पीस नीचे नीचे मतलब पूरा ऐसे नीचे गिर रहा है, और पूरा मतलब अंदर देयर वाज अ curved shape inside, or it came out. So then we had some applied some ointments, and it was good. So after an hour or something, that guy slept, and he used to make a lot of fun of all of us, like bullshit pranks on
Yeah.
each other. But what would we do at when we were 14? Right? So those kind of things. So everyone was pissed off, like come on, and we wanted to take a revenge. So
Okay.
now the funny part of it starts that he slept on his bed,
Mhm.
and And we were all still talking, planning out what we'll do when we reach Chandigarh and all those things. And this is where we like basically, if you don't understand the depth of it, we were representing Gujarat state
Oh.
in nationals, right? So we were talking about how we will defeat other states team during this time. So and our draws were came. So we had matches with Jammu Kashmir, Goa, Mizoram. No, I believe some of the one of the northeastern
Northeast state, yeah.
state and one Maharashtra team. So we were planning how we'll play during those matches and all. Like so we will talk. It was around 2 o'clock. He slept, and we thought like it was cold night, and basically Himmatnagar is a low level city, so very cold night out there. So what we did is, and he was one of the person who was responsible for that fire creaking as well. So
Okay.
everyone had to make fun. He slept. He slept. We took his bed out with him, carried him away, placed him outside in court, and came back and locked the door. We were counting. It was just 2 minutes after we placed him there. We came inside, closed like switched off light, and we slept. We were awake, but we slept. He came and he started knocking outside. और फिर वो बाहर से चिल्ला रहा है कि भाई क्या है, क्या कर रहे हो, सब गाली दे रहा है. और पीला और वो फिर वो मतलब अंदर रूम में तो क्या हीटर वीटर चालू है, तो he was very comfortable, wearing comfortable clothes, right?
Comfortable
No,
clothes. And
no.
मतलब ऐसा
Right.
shorts and then yeah.
Right. Small t-shirt. And also when he was out, he was very cold. We let him out, and then he started crying actually outside.
Ooh.
So
And this guy,
then he went.
was elder than all of you.
No,
Oh,
nothing. I was the oldest. I was the oldest. I was the vice captain during
yeah.
tournament. So I was the vice captain of Gujarat state national team where we represent them over there.
Okay. So
And
he
yeah,
was
so he started
around
crying, and
the same
then
age. Yeah.
yes, and because he was crying, all the coaches woke up, and then they started knocking at the door. We didn't realize they were knocking after some time, but
Oh,
then
okay.
this escalated to a lot, and the authorities came as well, like some guards and all. And then we opened the door. We all started pretending that, oh, we were sleeping, like
You were
how did you go out? But then like the coaches were all fun. They know this that boys would do such
prank,
pranks.
yeah, prank,
So
prank.
yeah,
Oh man, this was
yeah,
when
this is what I,
when you were
in
in sixth standard.
2010. This no,
Oh.
sorry, yeah, this happened in 2010. Yeah, I went another national in 2012. That was Srinagar, but that is other story.
From 2010 to till 2022, you're still traveling. That's
Oh
kind of,
right, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
still
Those were the times where I used to travel because of football a
football.
lot in different cities in Gujarat, and then I traveled 2 times outside Gujarat to represent this
Yeah.
team. But yeah, those were those times. And then I have traveled whole of India with my
Oh,
parents. My father loves
family, yeah.
traveling, right? So the only thing I'm missing is Goa
Uh,
and Leh Ladakh. That's the two
so
things
there
I
are two.
haven't traveled.
So you haven't been to Goa as well as
No Goa and Leh Ladakh.
high
That's where I haven't been.
high, bro. Same here. Same here. Not even with family or friends.
Right.
I've traveled in, like I still have to travel to Northeast India, and man, as
Gangtok and all, like Darjeeling. Gangtok,
Darjeeling,
Darjeeling.
Gangtok, and not just Darjeeling, Gangtok, Far East, Arunachal Pradesh, and
Right, yes.
Meghalaya. So, man, I want to see
Meghalaya.
Living Root Bridge in Meghalaya. I want to see that pristine, crystal clear water, right?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun, man. So
And the problem when I have a lot of travel stories during that time. The problem is when I traveled, there was this era didn't came of photographs and all
social
those things.
media.
Like I was very young, right?
Yeah.
So the stories which I have is all pure from my memories
Memories,
when I
yeah.
did,
So you
because my
cannot.
father, like I traveled with my family.
Generally they don't talk about this stuff, that it's not always the same, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's never going
Posting
to be the same.
stories, going to different places and posting stories, but it's just like Instagram पे लोग खाली एक they show a happy aspect of their lives, not the hard work or how did they reach to that place where they wanted to travel since how long, I don't know. You know my
Mhm.
dream destination, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah, but that's what I guess people should understand and know that it's a lie. It's
Mm.
totally a lie. But and yeah, the ironic enough, we are still recording this, and we'll be putting this on social media.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead with your story.
let's come to my story, and I'll bring you guys a little bit closer to this to the present time. It's just this
Uh-huh.
story. Yeah, this thing happened around February 13th, 14th. It was 13th or 14th of February, right? Basically, when we were coming back from New Mexico and Texas to, I was coming back to Chicago, and Alap was going back to Raleigh, North Carolina. So to give you context here, when we all four of us, Richa and Rani, Alap and me, were standing in the parking lot of our hotel, and then we shot
Mm.
the last one, right? And then it was the end of that vlog. But what this story is about, what happened after that last shot.
After the right.
So
Yeah.
um, just to give you a quick context, right? So we had a flight at 4:08 p.m. from El Paso, Texas to Houston, Texas, and all four of us were there in this. All four of us had booked the same flight, and Richa lives in Houston, so she was getting off, and then me, Alap, and Rani, they were transferring to their respective connecting flights. Right now, 4:08 p.m. We were reaching 6:51 or 7 p.m. I had my connecting flight at 8:15. Alap had his connecting flight at 8:10, and Rani had her connecting flight at 7:30 p.m. Right now, we reached the airport, El Paso airport, and then we got to know that the flight is delayed by an hour due to technical issues. This stuff happens, right? Delaying the flight, the flight delays and flight cancellations. But that's very
And keep
interesting.
in mind, this was Sunday, and
Ooh,
we are working full time on Monday. So
so
and we don't have like holidays
yeah,
during
we
that.
can't take that time off just like that. Very good point. Yeah, keep in mind it was Sunday evening. We had work on Monday morning, right? We all of us had to go, and being electrical engineers, they both are also electrical engineers, Richa and Rani. We can do work from home, but uh, you know,
Yeah,
we won't
not
get.
as computer science,
Yeah, not as computer science. So
not as Amazon people.
lots of our friends are in Everton. That's why. So yeah, we cannot do that work from home. And honestly, we would prefer to go to the office, like on site, and do the work. So yeah, and our managers didn't know we were stuck in Texas. Now the thing is, we could risk not booking next day flight from Houston, and then just try to me and Alap. I'm talking about me and Alap. Rani had her connecting flight on 7:30, so she definitely had to stay in Houston for a day and book a next day flight, which she did at El Paso airport only, right? And she talked to her manager. Everything was sorted for her. Now we were so confused. We talked to our respective managers on Sunday evening. That's the worst time to call, uh, to make a work call. So but they people here are very considerate about this stuff, that it happens, right? It's not in our control. So our managers were cool because we had our work laptops with us, so we could work technically from anywhere. So yeah, it was all sorted out, and we did book the next day flight from Houston. So the plan was stay in Houston at Richa's place, all of us, and then work from there for a day, and then take evening flight back to our respective cities. And As we were going from El Paso to Texas, and we were in the air, I talked to Alap and said, "Hey, do you want to actually try running and changing the terminals and see if we can get on our flights which we booked before?" He was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's try that." Lucky enough, the pilot actually landed the flight 7 minutes earlier than it was scheduled to land. 7 minutes. Now Houston airport is huge. It's really huge. I'm not even kidding. So what we had to do, we landed and our gate was on terminal B, at terminal B, and then we had to change the terminals, take a sky train, or a train, whatever you
A
people say.
different gate.
Yeah, for reaching to terminal C, and then from terminal C we had to reach to our
Go to
respective,
our
yeah,
gate,
yeah,
right?
to our respective gates, right? So
And
and
we hardly had 10 minutes, eh?
we
10
hardly
minutes
had
or
10 minutes,
hardly before
and
the flight departs.
for the flight, right? And our flight bookings were cancelled for that particular flight which was flying out of Houston on that day, on Sunday, because we already
Yeah.
made changes in El Paso. Still we said, like, let we will try. With our luggage, with our laptops, I had my drone with me, with everything. We ran for our life. Alap and I, we actually ran for our life and took a sky train. And Alap will say his side of story, what happened at his gate. I'll share what happened at my gate, right? So finally, I reached my gate, my flight's gate from Chicago, and I couldn't speak. Alap, literally, I haven't shared
Yeah.
the story, right?
Yeah, right.
I couldn't speak because I was so tired. I was, अरे यार, uh, I needed, that breath, that kind of stuff. Half an hour
Yeah.
जिसको बोलते हैं ना,
Happens.
yeah. And it was just 10 minutes left for that flight to take off. Now with me, uh, this is really interesting. I guess please be with me, whoever's watching right now here. Uh, with me, there were two flight attendants on the gate, and four people, four or three people, right, waiting. Now these four people were on in the wait list number. Now when I was actually, after 2 minutes, I was actually able to have a conversation with that flight attendant and say, please, can you let me on this plane? I previously booked this flight, but due to technical difficulties, I couldn't reach to in time for this flight. Now they checked, I was not on the list, right? Because my booking was already cancelled, and they could see I had my booking previously, but it just changed to the next day. I begged them. I said, I have work, please let me go. Then they told me, no, there are already four people waiting. Their name is on wait list. But I still didn't give, I still didn't give up. I waited for 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, three of the four out of four people who were with me on the gate went inside the plane. Their names were called out, and then uh, they went there inside the plane. Now, the fourth person was a person called William, right? I don't know where he went. I have no clue. And now I was alone, and with two flight attendants on the gate. That flight attendant, one of the flight attendants, literally shouted William's name for like 3 or 4 times. And I want to address this. खाली इंडिया में नहीं होता है कि जो चिल्लाते हैं लोग कि चलो चलो ऐसे नाम चिल्लाते हैं, राइट? यहाँ पे भी होता है. So she called out William's name for 3 to 4 times. William didn't show up, and I was still on the counter, just trying to breathe properly. After 3 times, that flight attendant told her companion or her colleague exact words, okay, try to get him on the flight. Like me. I was like, damn happy. I was, within a minute, she printed out my boarding pass. They printed out my, luggage tag, everything, and I was the last man to get on that plane. That's how I actually reached my place on time to get back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, I don't know if this is exciting for other people, or but that 20-25 minutes of adrenaline rush and ups and downs, it's really a roller coaster ride. And that's why this episode's name is like, it's not always fun, guys. There are
Oh,
uh, you know um, there are
and
times.
then we already, so the irony is we already told our managers that we are not coming tomorrow
Oh, yeah.
and we'll be working from home. And then we showed up to work next
Showed
day.
up. We showed up to work, and that I actually messaged him early morning when I was in the office. Like, hey, I made it.
For me, when I reached, they already had my seat inside, which was still or
Oh,
not filled, no one on the plane.
oh, it was not filled. Oh,
Because yeah, because like even though I changed, they could have given to someone who came showed up last minute just
yeah,
to
just
get
like
the
mine,
flight.
just
But
like the case
right,
that happened with
yeah,
me.
yeah. But no, none did. So
Hmm.
when I reached, they still had the my name inside their
Database, yeah.
laptop,
Hmm.
yeah, database, and then they said that okay, you already booked to a different flight, which is tomorrow, the same flight, same time, but you cannot travel right now. So I
Oh,
was like, you can see my name over there, and I have to reach. I work here, so
hmm.
I already had, but because of this technical issue, we were late, and then we made out just by running. And the fun part is when we are trying to switch the flight to other day in El Paso,
Uh-huh.
that guy also told us that you are never going to make
Yeah.
with this sort bandwidth.
This time with
So
bandwidth of time. Yeah, exactly.
right. So yeah, when we reached, I just explained the same thing, and they were considerate enough.
Yeah.
One of like the lady was not, but then other person came and he said, "Yeah, go ahead." I got even though I got the worst seat I could
See,
ask.
I was gonna
Right.
talk about this seat. The next thing I was gonna talk about was seat, right? I got the worst,
Last
last
seat
last seat
behind, just like
in
behind,
front
I
of the
would say a
lavatory. In
wall.
front of the lavatory.
Right, we live the lavatory.
Where else have you
Is
traveled?
this?
Alab, New Mexico, Texas, then Arizona, of
I've
course.
traveled 10
No, no,
states.
no, no. I was just talking about traveling together, like me and you.
Oh, okay. Arizona, New Mexico,
Um,
California,
California.
and here,
Yeah, yeah.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh, are you comfortable sharing what happened in North Carolina?
Oh no, not in this episode.
No, no, not in this episode. Something bad happened when I was visiting Alap's place in November 2021, which I guess we haven't shared with anyone. Yeah, that's, we can bring all of our friends, with whom we have traveled, all of our Germany group. Let's end this unnamed show, first episode of unnamed show as of now. So yeah, we both were discussing our not so good travel memories, and we have a couple of them, but of course, keeping the time of the episode in mind, we'll just share one stories each. I know Richa and Rani, they both I discussed the idea with them as well, but they both are, of course, out traveling. I know some of my juniors are watching my vlogs, and after I publish this video as well, because Alap's in it, Alap will also share, and Alap's juniors will also see this vlog, right? We don't know the direction of this show, how this show will pan out, but you guys can help us. And if you want us to talk about, any of the stuff regarding masters, or life in USA, or balancing work and so, and we have been in USA 2.5 years now.
2.5 years.
Yeah. So I guess not a lot, but we have a little bit of experience, and we have heard and seen stories which might help you guys who are coming, are planning to come to USA, or already are in USA, but in student phase.
Hmm.
Want to
Makes
add
sense.
anything else?
Yeah. No, no. Yeah, that's fair enough. We
Yeah.
know we are not as famous as
Oh yeah,
some
we
of the
are
big
not. Yeah,
YouTubers.
big
Yeah,
YouTubers.
I see UDJ a lot.
UDJ,
So
UDJ.
he
Yeah.
shares, yeah,
Hmm.
his method of
Super
sharing
guy.
and then helping students is amazing.
Great.
So we never will achieve that, but yeah, at
Yeah.
least someone, if someone
And
sees
we
it who
and
doesn't know.
quite honestly, if it happens, we will welcome with all both our hands. खुली भाव से स्वागत करेंगे. But we are not targeting. We just want to help. We just want to share the stories. As soon as I publish this, it will always be on my social media, right? It will always be on the internet, and that's how I actually started writing, started making videos. So 25, 50 years from now, when I'm 60, 65, 70, whatever the age, I can still watch, and I can still sit and watch what I did when I was a young, young, dumb, and broke. Right. So that's our main, reason to do all of this stuff and help whoever we can and in whatever ways we can. Um, famous karna hai. Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you in next episode or next travel vlog whenever we travel. ये तू आ रहा है क्या SF?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay. So हम लोग plan कर रहे थे next trip. So thank you so much, and do like, subscribe, share. That's already known to you guys. Thank you and bye bye. Sayonara. फिर मिलेंगे
सारा
चलते
फिल्म
चलते.
के लिए चलते चलते